Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, D-Palm. Follow me on Blue Sky at DPalm66. Follow me on Instagram, all the other places at DPalm66. You found us. Don't you dare lose a subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe, yes, on YouTube as we drag this podcast into 2015. As always, brought to you by DanielPalmMortgages.com. If you can afford your rent, you can afford a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. Check out my other podcast. It's linked below. Life, Love, and Real Estate. Episode 12 is getting recorded this week. Equity, what it is, how to use it, how to access it. A lot of people own a home and don't know how to use it. If you do not use your home as an asset, it's just an expensive storage unit. So make sure you reach out and tap in for that episode. Not in that vein, but kind of in that vein. This episode is also brought to you by Chad's Pads, your number one source for your real estate needs in the greater Charlotte area. What's up, Chad?
Not too much, man. It is 2015, or I wish we could go back to that. I mean, that would be great. But
that's a really good point. God.
But no, man, just grinding away in the Charlotte real estate market, grinding away on a couple of our topics tonight. But hanging out, love hearing the life in real estate because you have some pretty damn good advice on there. I got to say, I hate to admit that. Like, we've known each other a long time. We don't give each other compliments in public, but
I was thinking about, I was talking with Susan before hopping on here. She says hi. But because you and I were roommates when I started dating Susan, like that's how long we've known each other. And I moved to Philly, and then you started writing for a Georgia website, and I came over there and wrote some and did a bunch of podcasting. And that was a solid 12, 13 years ago.
Dude, I've been in Charlotte for 8 years now. Like, it's crazy. Did you move back to Atlanta like right after I moved back?
2015. Yeah, no. So I think we've been back in Atlanta for about 10 years now. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, we definitely overlapped and tore shit up a couple times. But yeah, man, dude, we're getting old. I know you are. Like, you just celebrated your 40th birthday, but.
Friends like these. But no, we did all this internet stuff first on a website called Dude You Crazy. Shout out to Andrew Hall, who I know listens sometimes. You can't lie to me, buddy. But that was a run, man. Like, we had a lot of fun there. We were on some Blog Talk Radio. We were writing. Andrew was pranking ESPN during
breaking Marshall news. And my favorite thing about July, which is really nothing in the Southern heat, is that once a year I'll get the little Facebook notification of, hey, remember this thing? And it's just a picture of the iTunes, top podcast. And we're number 13 on college and amateur sports for sports podcasts on Apple iTunes. And I'm like, shit, we probably could have kept that going, huh?
It's wild to see how it became a serious market thing. Like, I hate to play that we did podcasts before it was cool, but man, it was not cool. But we had a lot of fun doing it. I thought it was cool. We had a lot of fun doing it.
We had fun, and we made like $500 a month. That was good living right there.
That's great living right there, man. But I want to talk about a story that came to the world that honestly united this great nation in a way that I did not know was still possible. It's been almost 7 days now, and it's still – I haven't talked about it on the podcast with anyone. Chad, you saw the Coldplay Kiss Cam, yes?
Yes, and I'm gonna let you set this up, but then I've got to tell you about the backlash because I was trying to find some new favorite memes to bring up. Just – You go because I've got it on my phone right here, and
I can't wait. If somehow you've avoided this story, congratulations, you're less online than most people at this point. But during a Coldplay concert, I think in the last month or so, they were doing the kiss cam around the audience, and they came upon a couple who were not with their partners. And they did not, if you're thinking that maybe I would play it cool, they did the opposite of whatever you think cool is. And the internet and I guess mainstream, the world's been kind of roasting them. One of them's the CEO, one is the chief people officer, which is HR. Like, please,
it's the head of HR.
Can we just not everything? It's just HR. But of all the people to be cheating on your spouse with the CEO and the head of HR is a pretty funny one. I said all along, someone's got to lose their job. The CEO apparently has stepped down. Chad, tell me about this backlash because first of all. I am of the camp that nothing is wrong as long as it's funny. And everything I've seen about this so far has been pretty goddamn funny.
Well, the funniest part was Chris Martin called it out. Chris Martin, lead singer of Coldplay, with his little British accent. He's like, "Oh no, did I catch an affair?"
Okay.
So that was number one. Number two is, like all the jumbotrons at baseball games. I saw the Philly Fanatic did one with like some random woman.
Oh.
The memes are going to keep going, but
yeah,
I was just thinking about it before we went on. I was like, are there any really good memes, just like any bangers that I missed? And most of the results on Google are about how you can't even enjoy the privacy of going to a concert anymore because you might get caught in an affair, or you might get somebody blow up your spot on video. I'm like, don't go to a concert with somebody who's not your spouse. Like, it's not that.
Oh, you can go. You can't go to like. That came out wrong.
Hey, Susan.
Hi, Susan. There's no good way to react there, but I think that the worst way is what they did. Like, if they don't do that, then yes, people are going to find out. Maybe if other people are there. Clearly, the friend that was with them who was turning beet red and giggling like a child couldn't be trusted. But like, apparently, maybe it was a work trip. I don't know.
Apparently, there were like 20 employees of the company there, so they were all complicit and they knew. And
as long as everyone there already knew, then why are we reacting in this way?
Yeah, like, don't make it weird. No, this doesn't get out to the wife if they don't act weird about it. But also, it's just, I don't know. It's like one of those things where people are looking for permission to cheat based on the backlash that I mentioned. The best one I saw though was Phil from Modern Family with Sofia Vergara, I guess his stepmom in that case. And he's at a Lakers game, and then his wife's watching the game, and they get on the kiss cam, and there's just like this big awkward 45-second pause before finally she just like grabs him and kisses him. I was like, maybe somebody's streaming the Coldplay concert and maybe his wife saw it. I don't know, but I don't know. It's fucking funny. It's just funny.
It united the country, man. Right, left. I felt like it was really the thing that could bring us together. And I'm willing to sacrifice the cheaters of our nation if that's bring back Joey Greco. Like, let's make this primetime television again. Let's really put some money behind it.
The find out to the fuck around is always so good.
You remember, I was talking about this with someone else. There used to be like dudes who had entire families on the other side of town. First of all, how'd you have the time?
I've got a dog and I don't have the time. I've got a dog and a 1099 and it's like, I'm exhausted.
It's very hard to be a person. Maybe just times were easier back then. I don't want to hear how hard scrabble they had. They had time for spare families. My goodness.
Have you ever heard the Bartolo Colon story where he just had like the entire fake family?
Wait, what?
Well, a very real family, but like a family that his primary, I guess legal family did not know about.
That's the thing that happens. Like it happened, and now you could never. With all like, thank God, I guess. But like, whew.
Well, the internet giveth and the internet taketh. I mean,
mostly take it these days. Honestly, the internet's terrible. It gave you guys this podcast. But let's talk about why we're really here, and that's NCAA 26 has arrived. I actually found a way to buy it. I have played one game.
Okay.
I beat Florida with Georgia 28-10. Go Dogs. And I got to hear you've put more time in. You got to so here's how I asked Chad if he'd come on the podcast. He said, what are we talking about? I said NCAA 26. I got a paragraph back about his dynasty. We are not the same.
I was also a little under the weather this weekend, so I had some time to put in. But and worse than that, there was like one night at about midnight. I started a dynasty as UNC Charlotte, and they did not realize they play at Georgia in November this year.
Go Dogs.
And I had them tied 14-14 at half. I sent a picture of my TV screen, told Palmer I was hiring Kirby as OC. I lost that game 45-14. But
there you go.
Yeah.
We're a second half team. So you got
it plays true, doesn't it?
It really does. So you've gotten your hands on it. You've gotten to dig into it. tell me, sell me, enlighten me on the changes this year. Because I want to make one thing, something I've never done is done the like road to glory or like the superstar. I've never like made myself. And then I'm about to make Matthew Benjamin. He's about to be a 5-star running back.
Okay.
He's about to be a 5-star running back. I apologize to no one. My son will not play football if I have my druthers. That's a phrase I learned. But he will play digital football, and he will win the Heisman. And I'm very excited to cheer him on.
And you'll tell him about it when a football career is no longer theoretically possible.
When I'm just like, hey, you're 30? Great. Here's what I did with you digitally. You are awesome. You crushed fools. There's your back-to-back Heisman.
2,600 yards back in 2026.
I think you'd have a lot more questions about how I was spending my time in his early youth. But no, tell me about. So I know you're a dynasty guy like me. Did you just start the UNC? You say UNC Charlotte job, or do you have another dynasty?
Yeah, I didn't do a UNC just because I don't want to learn their roster because they have like 15 players returning by playing a video game. Because then that'll just give me false hope about some guy who's never going to see the field. Now, so I was like, give it a little local flavor, try to build your way up. And I will tell you the first thing, like the gameplay is just a lot better. I'm sure that's something you saw, but then, kind of on the back end, last year's game felt like a beta version. And I think you and I talked about a month ago. I was like, I'm not buying this stupid ass game. And then, they did the deep dive, what they changed about it. I was like, okay, this is worth $60 and just seeing what's up.
They're very good at sales. They're very good at sales.
It's not amazing, but it is a lot better. You still can't run play action. If the other team has a defensive tackle that is 1 rating point better than your interior O-line, it's just kind of a Matador situation.
Oh no.
So yeah, there's no Columbia right guard number 66 in this game.
Left guard or whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I do want to ask this. So, like, you're a dynasty guy. I'm a dynasty guy. I think it's interesting you start with a low-level job. I always grab at least one dynasty with Georgia just to play it out. But, yeah, I think this is the year I also start a low-level job somewhere. I think I'm going to take over maybe Houston, get some real money going into the program.
Yeah. Okay.
Because now that NIL's a thing, I can just start, like, I guess, shaking down people. I don't know how does that aspect even work?
So if you start with like a G5 team,
yeah,
all the players you fall in love with the first year, just, don't fall in love with them because they will disappear. Like they will enter the portal for, conference prestige or play. Like the play style one's the one that really kills you. If like when you're recruiting, don't recruit guys to Charlotte or Kennesaw State based on, prestige or anything. But if you see like playing style, basically you have to spam, if you're recruiting a receiver, just play FCS teams as much as you can the first 2 weeks of the season and hit like 68 receptions to receivers just so they're happy with the way things are going. Oh. But no, I think I lost like 23 guys off my roster after the first year at Charlotte.
What?
Picked up a Texas Tech running back and an NC State receiver who basically carried my team year 2, and then I got the fuck out of there and went to Arizona State.
Go Sun Devils.
Always consider Arizona State, as the Shutdown Fullcast likes to say.
I do want to point out, like what Susan points out to me is like, playing the game. I love playing football games. I love the games. It's the like when Susan's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm recruiting a fictional kid to play tight end for me because
I'm so glad I don't have to explain this to anybody."
It's really good that she loves me. Like it's really that's the other thing is like from a time commitment place, like I think Dynasty lets me just kind of just go in, play a week, and then get out. Like I don't have to think about exhibition is kind of stakesless, and then I don't like playing online because you people are average humans.
No, I opened the packs that the little online mode gave me, and I got I don't think anything relevant. And I was like, okay, well, that was cool. How quickly can I actually get this to the bottom of the suggested ways to play when I open the game?
I keep trying to push this mode on me that I'm never going to use. Guys, don't spend money on Ultimate Team. Please just the football's fun enough. Like,
it expires in 6 months. There will be like a whole new set of things. You got to collect them all over again.
He's not wrong. Have you played with Georgia at all this year?
I did basically the same thing you did when I opened it up. I hosted South Carolina because I wanted to make sure to win. Although Sellers
was touch and go on the Florida game.
Dude, like Lenora Sellers was an absolute problem. Mobile quarterbacks are the other thing that if you're playing them and you're having a tough time, maybe just super sim the defensive possession and get back on offense, because that will frustrate the fuck out of you, man. Like
I'm here for the frustration. I play every down, man. I'm a sicko. I'm here for every down.
I do too, except for there was one game against Washington that I played where they had like a 91 speed, AI created quarterback and then a 97 speed receiver. And essentially he would just troll my D line, then just chuck it 60 yards downfield. This guy would moss my cornerback who was in perfect position. And they have actually like changed up the timing windows on trying to get a pick. To where like you actually have to time that perfectly to get a pick. So I'm just out here getting mossed, and the guy goes for like 280 yards, kills my play style. I can't recruit a DB to save my life. So I'm only getting DBs from the portal.
I'm so glad.
If Tyler Sanders was available, I'd take him at this point.
I'm so glad we're friends. This is the most. I was like, I wonder if Jack could really give us a lot on this. You've got notes, you've got thoughts. That's why I play my dynasty as Georgia, because I'm not here to like build something. I'm here for a power fantasy. It's the same reason I used to play those Arkham games. I don't want a Street Fighter where they're even. No. I want to be Batman. I want to be the big bad Georgia Bulldogs and beat the shit out of people every week. I'm not here for the grind. Sorry, I don't have time for that.
That's me in the Far Cry games. It's just like, okay, I'm going to unlock where I can dual wield and carry 4 weapons, and then I've got a bazooka and then I've got a silent sniper rifle, and then I'm going to walk up on you, melee 2 guys.
You're going to give me an epileptic seizure with your lighting. I swear to God.
I don't know what's going. I'm not doing anything.
I don't know if we can put this on video. Seizure warning at the very beginning.
Okay, so just as a complete aside, like when I have this on 3 screens and I'm looking at like this as the main screen, the right side of the screen will just randomly blank out with whatever I've got on it. So I'm not blanking out, but if we could switch sides, I'm sure I have no idea what's going on. Also, anyway. It looks like I just laid on a beach for like 2 weeks straight.
Oh man. So what's your favorite part of the game so far? Has it been like kind of the adjustments they made, like you said, on the back end, or has it been the gameplay itself?
I would have to say probably, well, I mean, the back end is awesome. Like the portal, you can actually like go in and I mean, you feel the weight of like the heavyweight schools, the Ohio States, the Oregons, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, like, that they'll just stack guys and it gets a little bit annoying, but it feels true to form. But the gameplay, like RPOs work really well, like, and they work to the point where if you make the wrong read, you're going to pay for it.
Right.
And the defense at least feels like if you make the right read, you're right. But if you make the wrong read, everything feels very college football, like kind of what they promised last year, except this year I feel like the execution is just a lot better.
Right on. Let's talk about some actual college football, and then we'll talk about some dogs that didn't get to be ever digitized. We have an entire 2 championships that will never be in the game, as EA likes to say.
Before we get there, want to play the ultimate team mode. I'm sure you can get it hours that way. You may have just sold the ultimate team. No, don't do it.
News out of Miami: Carson Beck itching to get back on the field. I wish him all the best. I do want to note 2 things. No one shed tears when he left, and I've heard nothing from Miami about him since he got there.
No, I actually listened to the Cover 3 like little mini Miami preview just to kind of see what they had going on with it. I mean, the guy's basically like, well, we didn't think anything of Cam Ward last year when he came in. I was like, this might not be the right source for this.
Uh-oh.
Like, I think we've got a biased source here.
Jimbo Fisher is joining the ACC network as an analyst. Chad, my ACC.
Really? Is he replacing Rick? Because I just made like one of the best Rick jokes the other day. So Barstool guy, whatever, is joining the Fox pregame show. I was like, all right, so you got Barstool guy on Fox, you got McAfee on ESPN, you got Tebow on SEC Network. So I'm just going to, watch Mark Richt try like it's 2014 on the ACC Network. So if Rick's gone and it's Jimbo Fisher,
I don't know if Rick's gone. He's not mentioned in the release, so we'll have to see about that. Okay. And then, of course, I've talked to Felder a bunch about this, so I feel like it's fair game. Chad. Chad. So, for those who don't know, Chad Floyd is a proud alumnus of the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. For those who don't know, first of all, weird. Second of all, Bill Belichick is now the head coach of the Tar Heels. And I know what you're thinking. Bill Belichick, the no-nonsense, no distractions, all-football guy who led the Patriots to a dynastic run. No, it's a different Bill Belichick who has kidnapped that Bill Belichick and is wearing his skin like a suit.
Or has the Bill Belichick been kidnapped by a 24-year-old girl? I don't
It's awesome. It's the fact that they turned down the Hard Knocks only to give us the Hard Knocks is even better. They're doing all this and not getting paid for
it. I mean, we've talked about this on this podcast feed at least once, and I'm like,
what's been your favorite part so far?
My favorite part, honestly, is that my dad is so goddamn optimistic about it. I was like, you just sat through 5 years of Matt Brown.
Again.
And he's like, I don't know, but he's different and he's disciplined. I said, in what way is he disciplined? Like, I've got to know what my dad's sources are on this. But my dad and my uncle, like, we gave up season tickets before last season because God help us.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all want to buy back into this? And
they want to go back?
They want me to monitor StubHub and find a couple games for us to go to, which, like, I'll go up to Chapel Hill for a weekend, sure.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
But it's still a 7-5 ass team if he gets the most out of this roster. And schematically, you don't know what they're going to do. Their starting quarterback is either a guy who broke his femur like 12 months ago or a guy who's played at South Alabama last year. Like, I don't know any of the roster. Felder could probably talk about the details more than I, but I'm just like, we were in the catbird seat for literally the best coach that we could hire, that is actually a college football coach, maybe could have a future at UNC. And you hired the guy who's quite literally just in the bag to, I'm going to hire my son as defensive coordinator, and then I'm going to start all this bullshit with my 24-year-old girlfriend, and then I'm probably going to be gone next year. If I make it to September. Like, it's, what's the date? You said it's the 22nd? This is coming out on the 23rd?
Yeah.
I'll ask you, what are the odds that Bill Belichick is not the active head coach within the next 40 days?
40 days puts us, they've got to be high. They've got to be high. Like, that was always my thing. Do you think he coaches a game? And I was like, of course he coaches a game. I'm like, why would you say that so ardently? Why do you believe that so hard? What do you know that I don't?
I would say, I would put the odds that he's on the sidelines for the game against TCU on the Labor Day Monday night game, which TCU's going to run us, man.
It's going to be hilarious.
Like, TCU's good.
Avoid Joel. Joel's going to be annoying, but everyone else will be fine with it.
But I'd put the odds in the mid-70s. I don't know, 73% that he's actually on the sidelines.
Belichick will coach this team. It will not be Bill.
Oh, well, it's a 100% will be a or multiple Belichicks.
So what?
And there's such culture just for Chapel Hill too.
So talking to Felder and the alumni guys, it's not good. Everyone's very upset. Hearing from him talk about the Freedom of Information Act requests, that's gotten old blue hairs writing in about how embarrassed they are. What does your friend group feel about that? What's your age cohort, you youngsters, think about this? I can say that now. I'm 40.
I've got one friend who's just an abject believer. He thinks it's the best thing ever.
You need one. Then, everyone needs one.
Yeah. And then you've got about 13 guys who are like, dude, what the hell? And, it's come to the point where it's, if they flipped a 4-star linebacker from Ohio State the other day, and, our one believer got all up in arms about it. He says, look at this. He's building the future. I said, what future? He's Like, he's not going to coach next year. He might coach this year, but he's not going to be here next year.
Like
So,
the fact that he's only there because the NFL report repeatedly told his ass no was like absolutely not, get off our porch.
yeah. Well, and it is not the athletic director that made this hire. Is like the UNC Board of Governors, which is, elected through a gerrymandered state, which ended up being a guy kind of affiliated with a group that doesn't really philosophically align historically with UNC's culture. So
well
that part
said, by the way. That was very good protected speech there. That was great.
Thank you. I've gotten pretty good about that in the last 6 months or so.
There you go. It's almost like we've had to. It's almost like we've had to.
It's easier than, well, I don't know if you're going to bleep me and then otherwise.
But people just fill in the blank of themselves.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that edit was so hard. I can't believe Chad said that. Anyway, let's talk about the topic I wanted to talk about the most. Digital dogs that missed, because from 2015 to last year, there were no college football games. I got that little check from EA Sports, and the college football games went away. So before they came back,
by the way?
No, I never. I have it on my hard drive somewhere. I did take a picture of it. But I will say this: we missed some good dogs. We missed some really good dogs. Was Nick Chubb in the last game? Did he make the last game?
If he did, he was a freshman. Like I was going to start it out with
Todd
Gurley was an absolute monster on the last one.
Who was?
Gurley.
Oh, Todd. Oh, Toddrick.
And so I think Chubb and Michelle were, they were generic recruits on that one, but they were, they weren't themselves. But Gurley was just like 96 speed at 230. I mean, he was nuts.
Oh man. So who else have you got who pops to mind when you think of this? Of course, you're going to talk about people who are tearing it up in Madden now, like Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers. I think we could have some good run with Aaron Murray. I think Aaron Murray could have some good run.
Okay, Aaron Murray would be a good one. I would go back a little further than that. This is when I was in high school, so David Green was a nice UGA football player.
Wait.
DJ Shockley was on the bench, and this was about the time
I played with them. I'm talking about dogs we missed. I'm talking about that gap year.
Oh, okay.
Those are the dogs that never made it, man. The dogs we never saw. I'm talking about people like Ladd McConkey, Brock Bowers. I'm talking about like defense. Nakobe Dean was never captured digitally on a college football game. Like, that's crazy to me.
Okay, so we're just talking about the ones we missed then. In that case, I've got one name for you at quarterback, Jacob Eason. Number one recruit in the country. 6'5".
You mean Washington Husky Jacob Eason?
I mean, very short-lived NFL player with a helicopter dad, Jacob Eason.
Who did he make the NFL with?
He was, let's just assume
was he a Titan? Was he a Titan?
Hold on.
Oh, I'm looking this up now. Hold on. Keep talking. Give me some more dogs. Because we're talking about entire classes that missed. We're talking about what's my big man's name in the middle? 99. Jordan Davis. No Jordan Davis?
Well, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter were going to be my honorary. We just missed out on them because they ran shit for me on Madden. Jacob Eason does in fact play for the Green Bay Packers as we speak.
He's on the Packers. There you go. I apologize, Jacob Eason, you Washington legend, you.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Fromm would have been a nice system guy, but you have had to have run. You have had to change up the system for him to work. But
yeah, you got to make it work.
Just going back to when we were less than half of our current ages, DJ Shockley is the best Georgia quarterback I've ever played with on that game.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm a Matt Stafford guy. I like that offense. I like those years. I had a lot of fun throwing on a lot of people for a lot of yards.
Stafford and Noshawn.
I do hate it when people are like, wait, you guys had Stafford and AJ Green. Did the coach hate them? And I would just I hate you for bringing that up. Georgia's only had 3,000-yard receivers. It makes me sick. Brock Bowers isn't one of them.
Good news. London Humphreys is the 5th best Georgia receiver on this year's game. He's got 95. I played 4 years of Dynasty. I have not recruited a receiver with 95 speed. But London Humphreys has it.
Brock Bowers never broke 1,000 yards.
I mean,
that's crazy.
But still.
He was a god. He wasn't a tight end. He was an unstoppable cheat code. He won us 2 national titles.
But he was the cheat code that they broke out when they needed him. Like that Auburn game in 2023.
That's what I'm saying. They should have just leaned on him. That should have been that's what. No, we're not gonna. This is not the Georgia Preview podcast where I yell about how much this team frustrates.
Dude, I will come back and talk about how much this team's going to underachieve based on the fact that even national media thought Mike Bobo was no longer the OC, and then they looked up and they're like, "Oh shit, Mike Bobo is still the OC." Cool.
I remember when they announced they weren't going to fire. If you have to say we're not firing the guy, God damn it! You know what's even better though? You know what's better? You know what's the only good thing about Georgia's being more abundant offense our entire lives? Brian Schottenheimer is the head coach. The Dallas Cowboys.
To the point. I was about to say the one Georgia Bulldog that we missed in the 2015 to 2023 era. The man who got Mark Richt fired is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Is
this halfback dive again?
To have a last name and some audacity, my goodness, it is something to see. No, man, you broke me a little bit there. Sorry, that one got
literally. I have it just on a notepad right here. I was like, bring up Schottenheimer.
Yeah. Just look, that's a good win by you. It's a great decision. We're talking about joystick, man. We never got joystick in a video game. How unfair is that?
Oh my God. Like, no Nick Chubb, no Sony Michel, no jazz hands. Like,
no Sony Michel.
Okay, so here's my biggest gripe about the new era of the NCAA games is they don't have like the famous moments, because the Georgia-Oklahoma Rose Bowl, like, just play that overtime out and, run a little outside zone. Nick Chubb just scoots to the end zone.
Sideline, do it again. Hurt him.
Oh, my God.
Mecole Hardman, DeAndre Swift, Keith Marshall.
Yeah. Marshall was on there, but he just wasn't as good as Gurley, so you just wouldn't touch him.
Fair enough.
Bakari Rambo was one from NCAA 14 who was just a monster.
Oh, man, Bakari Rambo. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, he's either a personal foul or a pick six or a forced fumble every game. And he was in the Grantham defense, so that actually philosophically aligns with Grantham. But Rambo was one that I remember him being just
no Roquan Smith ever?
I had Roquan. CJ Allen, he wrecked shit in the one game that I played with Georgia. Like, but just hit a single A gap blitz with CJ Allen. He's getting to the ball. And then KJ Bolden the same way. Malachi Starks is one that I guess he was in the game last year and he was a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the corners like Tyson Campbell, Stokes? Stokes would have been a good one to have on there.
This is so unfair. Bring back some way. Can we fill in the gaps? Can we fill in the gap years? Let's pay these guys. Let's enumerate them for their time and likeness. But let's fill in these gap years for 2 national titles that were never captured digitally.
Give me Andrew Thomas at left tackle and
the 2 best Georgia teams of our lifetime.
Give me Andrew Thomas at left tackle. We're going to pull every play, and we're going 16-0.
Oh my God, so unfair.
Oh,
so
and
unfair.
And I will say, as another credit to them, the pin and pull kind of works like a pin and pull on this game.
Oh, so we got some lineman stuff going on. That's all. Yeah. See, I've got to find time between life and a child, and I guess I won't find time anytime soon.
But the last one, just on your subject there, that we got to bring. Jarvis Jones was in the last iteration of this game, but he was not Jarvis Jones in that game.
Jarvis Jones. I remember trying to make him as good as he was in real life. I was like, no, we can just increase his stats here. It'll be fine. Let's do the extra training every week for Jarvis Jones because I know something's in there. I've seen it.
Can I edit him and make his dreads as long as possible? Can I actually face scan Predator and put him in the game?
God. That's the other thing is that there was a lot of guys from that run, those 10 years, who never translated to the NFL in a way that was like comparable to their impact on the field for Georgia. So you'd see him with the Steelers, but you're like, that's not fair. Wrong. This is wrong.
But also like when the Steelers draft a 3-4 outside linebacker, you're like, oh, this is a Hall of Famer right here. Jarvis Jones is the most perplexing to me of all time. I blame Brian Schottenheimer, honestly.
It's his fault somehow. I can't put a finger on it.
Can't pinpoint exactly how, but Schottenheimer is going to be the one who catches the brunt of that. We never got a Fatone Balta in the game.
Isaac Nada.
Okay, that's actually Fatone Balta was a joke, but Nada would have been a good. Also, they gave Oscar Delp 87 speed on this year's game.
Okay, sure, why not?
They basically glitched it to make sure, like, if you play with Georgia, you can't not win the national championship in year one, or you're going to get fired.
Excellent. I guess what I'm going to do, because I'm here for the power game. All right, but I do want to do this. I got you here. We're going to do a full Georgia preview sometime probably in the future, but I wanted to put the schedule game really quickly. So you think the team's going to disappoint, right? You're very down on outcomes.
I mean, down on them in the sense that, like, based on talent, they should be 11-1. Based on scheme, I feel like they're a threat to go 9-3.
All right, so Marshall win.
Yeah.
Austin P win. Why is the Tennessee game in September?
I was actually in a conversation with a Tennessee fan about this very subject no more than 4 hours ago, and she just said, "What the fuck is that? Why do y'all have to ruin our season that early?" And I said, "Same to y'all." But no, like they ended up with the App State transfer that transferred to UCLA to be assistant quarterback, and now they're going to run, the Baylor offense with this guy who doesn't really push the ball downfield. I don't see it with Tennessee. Like,
I don't see it with Tennessee, but you and I both know going to Neyland, we call it Neyland for a reason, because bad things occur on that turf.
Yep. So we're, who are we without after that game, and how do we respond?
Well, that's a great question, because after that game is the bye week, but after that bye week is home at night, Alabama. Okay, so I'm of two minds with this. Alabama's Alabama, and at night I hate it because just historically that team in our house at night goes poorly for us. But I don't know how much I trust Kalen DeBoer.
I mean,
I feel like I sound like every Bama fan right now.
They were not that bad last year. They laid a couple stinkers, but then also Jalen Milroe's not back, and I think going back to the Saban era, when Kirby Smart was the DC at Alabama, mobile quarterbacks give that defense trouble. What is it, like Ty Simpson's going to be their starter? I don't feel as uncomfortable with Alabama as I probably should. Yeah. But their defense is still going to be a problem. So it's still going to be, just kind of a knuckle dragging type of game where Alabama will hit an explosive. Can Georgia hit the explosives? But it'll be close and annoying.
Close and annoying, yeah. Okay, so let's call that one iffy. Versus Kentucky after that, I feel like that's a win. I feel like Kentucky's kind of the thing that was happening isn't happening anymore, and I feel bad for them about that.
But also Kentucky is like that one game where, resting on your laurels after Tennessee and Alabama.
It's a definite trap game.
It is the trap game. It can be. Is that in Athens or in Lexington?
It's in Athens, but it's the week after Alabama and the week before Auburn. Huge trap game.
Okay. Well, between Alabama and Kentucky, I'm giving us 0.8 of a loss.
Let's take most of a loss there. Then we're home for Ole Miss, which sucked last year. Let's have it not suck this year, guys. Then we get another bye week. And then Florida, November 1st. I'm really glad they love Billy Napier.
I could see Florida being like the ascendant team. I don't think they're built to team like Georgia the way an Ole Miss or even in Alabama is, just with kind of the outside talent. Bagway is a problem. Yeah.
But if he's the only problem, I feel okay about it.
Right. Like, I think 2026 Florida, if they maintain some continuity, if they, shore up their defense, like they could be a problem next year. I don't think they're quite there yet, but I think they're like a good 9-3 team.
Yeah.
Have not looked at their
That's definitely a next year problem. November 8th at Mississippi State. I'll take the dub there. Then home versus Texas, November 15th.
Jesus Christ, this is a schedule, man.
Yeah, bro. It's like, what the fuck? Who do we offend? What's going on, guys? Everybody relax.
Well, yeah, Kirby was complaining about last year because, I guess this is the same 8 teams that we played last year, but they just flipped home and road. But, yeah, I mean, look, I think kind of in the vein of Florida, like I think Texas is a little bit too cute just with what they do. Like I think Sark, he's either in his bag or he thinks he's in his bag and realizes he's not until too late. And that's what we saw against them last year twice. But
I think,
man, what a run! Jesus Christ!
I don't know if I've been talking to Felder too much because he's a huge
I have not
believer.
played this game yet.
He's a huge believer in Arch Manning.
Yeah.
But it's working. He's brainwashing me. I'm about to come around on Arch Manning to where I'm like, oh, you just didn't want to bench him. You didn't want to bench your kid last year. You tried to reward him because this is clearly the better quarterback.
Well, so tell me this. I mean, when we did the original iteration of our pod where we were talking every week, who is the ultimate hater? Who is the guy who ruined your childhood?
Steve Spurrier.
Did you see Steve Spurrier's quote?
Oh, the fact that Steve Spurrier's on my side, it strengthens my argument. But I get Felder every week. Like, every week, it's like, I'm telling you, they fuck with you. I'm telling you. Like, it's Felder with the consistency of it. Like, I appreciate the fact that the man who my anti-Santa Claus agrees with me. That helps. I'm not gonna lie. But
if Arch is going 1-1 this year, you're not sitting him for a 7th rounder. Like I think Spurrier's got a fair point there.
He's got a great point. And I also think that maybe, he wasn't ready last year and he spent a year getting ready and watching Quinn Ewers wilt in places where he won't wilt. Like I see the videos of him like with his teammates in places where a lot of quarterbacks wouldn't go, handling business and being cool as like I don't like it. It's what if a Manning, and the thing about it is you think about his uncles, all the players who played with his uncles fuck with them hard. Like there's no one's lukewarm about the Manning guys. So whatever they've got, whatever they know to bring the leadership, he's bringing that to Texas, watching those guys rally around him. Like here's big brain. Like I don't think Sarkisian's this smart, but here's what he may have done by accident is you create a situation where the kids are champing at the bit for him. You create a situation where the kids are rabid to play for him to prove it should have been him last year. You empower an entire class of underclassmen, people who weren't playing last year, people who are getting the most playing time, to say this is ours now. You give them a unity of purpose, and now you might lose them on the world. Like that's where my head goes, but I also don't think Sark's that smart.
I was going to say, like, the counterpoint to that would be like Matthew Golden was a 1st-round pick as a receiver from Texas. I mean, how much more money would he have made on his rookie contract if Arch is throwing him the ball, if that's true?
I mean, but that's yeah, I hear what you're saying, but also it's like that's like long play thinking. Anyway, into the schedule, Charlotte, and then Georgia Tech. You know about ACC football. Was last year a weird aberration of a freaky game, or should I be worried about Tech?
I will say, based on what I read on the internet, Georgia Tech's playbook is one of the most fun to play with on the NCAA game. Buster Faulkner, like, I would think he would have probably taken the Georgia OC job if the reports of Mike Bobo's demise had been true, and I think that would have been a huge upgrade for Georgia.
One day we're going to win this war.
But, yeah, I mean, there's no reason Georgia Tech should be on the field with Georgia, and maybe last year was a wake-up call. And you get a wake-up call from Tech every 5 years. Maybe that was it. Isn't the game like at a weird time? Is it on like
Thanksgiving? It's at 3:30 in Athens. It's normal time.
Okay. Wait, is it in Athens?
Yeah, it's in Athens.
Okay. No, I feel okay about that.
Okay, cool.
Like they're going to be mid to upper ACC this year. Like they could sneak up on some. Like if they beat Miami, would anybody be surprised?
If that man don't learn how to take knees, that's never gonna. He can win 3 national titles. The first thought about him for the rest of my life will be,
I don't think he will.
This is a safe hypothetical, Chad. If he were to hypothetically win 3 national titles, I wouldn't change my opinion, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, you gave up 600 passing yards to Kyle McCord at Syracuse with a playoff spot on the line. Cool. Okay, you did that in the year after you forgot to take a knee against Georgia Tech.
And now we're giving you Carson Palmer. Good luck, buddy. Chad, man, tell everyone where they can find you if they're for their real estate needs in the greater Charlotte area.
Yeah, I'm not doing much as far as just the random commentary online these days. I think I'm on Blue Sky at Chad Floyd. Just, Google or hit up Palmer's Mentions and find me somewhere on there. I've got like 40 followers. It's fine. So I just ramble about random shit my dog does on there. But at Chad's Pads on Instagram is a real estate source. At Chadwick1013 if you want to see more just random dog content. And then the occasionally I put out a banger meme because I've just started doing that in my spare time. Otherwise, find me if you want to. You'll probably have already not gotten this far in this episode, but if you do, may as well. I'll follow back.
Right on. Well, thanks again, Chad, man. If you need anything in real estate in North Carolina, call my friend Chad.
Or South Carolina or Georgia. I'm still licensed. I can find you a person.
Reciprocity.
I can find you a person that gets paired with the great D-Palm.
There you go. Life, Love, and Real Estate episode 12 is coming. Equity, This is, of course, brought to you by DanielPaulMortgages.com. If you can pay your rent, you can pay a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. We'll be back on Friday with Felder Friday.